Hi guys, so I am now at UMW Toyota Motors HQ, and behind me we have the newly facelifted Yaris and the Vios. So this is the, by the way, this is the standard, ASEAN spec Yaris, not the GR Yaris. That one is another separate video. Okay, go check that out later on. In this video, we'll be focusing on the Vios over there, the Yaris here, and also later on we'll go check out the flagship Vios variant, the Vios GR-Sport. Okay guys, so the Vios and the Yaris, as we've seen here, these two guys, they have been around in the market since early 2019, but now end of 2020, less than 2 years on, Toyota has seen it fit to give these two guys a very thorough refresh, alright, complete with new headlights, new front bumper design, even if you notice closely, this laminated Toyota badge here, as well as the camera module up here. Yep, Toyota has updated their B segment models to include Toyota Safety Sense. Okay, and I think for this such a thorough updating of these two cars, you can thank the simultaneous arrival of the Proton X50, the Honda City, the Nissan Almera, as a major motivating factor for Toyota to spend the effort to so quickly refresh their two best-selling B segment stalwarts. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's good, right? That's the beauty of competition. It motivates everybody to continuously do better and outdo each other. So let's start with the main updates on this car. So because these two cars were also launched together with the GR Yaris, which I'll feature in a separate video. Okay, they have kind of flown under the radar as well. But yeah, so you see here they've got Toyota Safety Sense. Okay, so what you get here, you get auto braking, but it's not full-on auto braking that brings the car to a stop. What it does is, if it detects another car ahead, you don't apply the brakes, the car will start applying the brakes to slow down for you. But you as the driver, you still need to step on the pedal to bring the car to a full stop. All right, you get lane departure alert as well. You get blind spot monitoring and get rear cross traffic alert. So if you compare it with the competition, of course, the package on offer here, this is no match against what they have in the Proton X50, because that is another almost level 2 level automation. Against the Nissan Almera, Almera does it better in the sense that they have auto braking as standard across the board, whereas Toyota is still only offering this in the top 2 specs of the Vios and Yaris, namely the G spec and the E spec. Okay, the Honda City offers Honda sensing with the range topping model, which is the RS Hybrid, which is not on sale yet. So the current 1.5 liter petrol variants of the City do not have Honda sensing, and that is where in that sense Toyota has the edge over the existing variants of the City in terms of safety. All right, so kudos to Toyota, all right, for taking the effort to upgrade these two cars in a relatively short span of time and keeping up with the competition. It's very, very nice to see. And now this new front end here, you can see there are new LED headlights. So Toyota has finally taken the plunge to offer the Vios with LED headlights. They have stuck quite resolutely with halogens for a long time with the Vios. Okay, the last introduction of the Vios, still the highest spec headlights were halogen projectors. Okay, and I can understand there's a bit of a cost sensitivity part of it, because you have to think about it this way. It's not just manufacturing cost. You also have to consider the fact that what if you terlanggar something and you have to change these headlights. LED headlights don't come cheap. They are significantly more expensive than halogen headlights, but consumer taste has evolved, and yeah, and they want LEDs. So here you go, Toyota give you LEDs. And I like the elements of design here. What they have here is that this new grille has this chrome strip that continues on into the headlight unit. That's a very nice touch. Okay, and the whole front bumper design to me looks much better resolved than the one before. I think I like this front bumper design a lot more. Okay, it still has it has the aggressive look to it, but yeah, it's just a much nicer looking design. And honestly, I also applaud Toyota for offering the Vios in this bright orange color. Looks great, looks very looks very expressive, and it gives the car presence. Okay, so under this, if you look at this picture here, I've never noticed this before, but it's nice to see how the body the body contours of the Vios actually plays around with the lights quite nicely. All right, it doesn't quite show so well under this lighting here, but if you can see from this photo, yeah, it's quite a bit of contouring on the side profile. Okay, so both the cars you see here are G-Spec range topping variants, and what surprised me to notice was that these are 16-inch wheels, and they don't at all look massive on the car. Okay, it looked just like a nice fit, and I've been told that the mid-range E-Spec model also has 16-inch wheels now. Okay, so down here you see you've got 360-degree camera. Okay, you've got keyless entry here for the G-Spec, and step inside. Well, all black interior, so looks a little dull to me, to be frank, design-wise. But what one thing that was told to me was that this trim piece here, okay, they have darkened this trim piece. In the pre-facelift model, this was a lighter shade of silver, but Toyota darkened this. Okay, they chose a darker shade this time because with the pre-facelift model, a lot of people complained that this trim piece was glaring them during midday sun. This one, so they acted on it, and they've darkened this to reduce the glaring effect. Okay, so this head unit here, this is locally fitted from BMW Toyota Motors, but includes Apple Auto, Android CarPlay, and here in this example, you've got this this nice looking touch panel climate control system, single zone. All right, and down here, let me just switch on the lighting from my camera. So yeah, and here you can see two cup holders, okay, and a slot here to put your phone or whatever objects that you fancy. 12-volt socket here. Now here is where I have to say one thing. The Vios center console is nowhere near as well organized at what Honda has with the City. And oh, I just see the key fob here, so let me just fire up the car's electronics. All right, and show and start up the car's electronics here for you. All right, so you can see, I think I can off this, so you can see here you've got this MID as well, and we can explore. So you've got lane departure alert, no lane departure, no lane keeping. You've got lane departure alert and digital speedometer. All right, fuel consumption readings. Okay, so you can see here, this is the head unit with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Nice. I don't remember it being this well. I don't remember the interaction being this nice before this. So you can also activate the 360-degree camera. Whoa, check that out. Got animation effect, not bad. The resolution of the cameras are so to be frank, but the stitching is good. So what's going on? Okay, so you can see here the this is nice. This is nice. I'm sure a lot of customers will appreciate this. So even though the resolution is nothing to shout about, okay, but this overall stitching of the images is good. I've got a good perception of my surroundings. That is very, very nice. And I can sit inside here. Yes, I can see this here. The leather here, it feels, you know, of good quality. Dashboard here, hard plastics as you would expect, but of a decent quality, good fit and finish as usual from Toyota. Okay, now something I missed out earlier here as well. You can see that that is a wireless charger. Okay, so this is where you put this out and you just drop your phone inside there. Obviously, because this, you can look at this whole panel here, this whole console here, there's no space to put a wireless charger. So this is very, very clever, makes the best out of the available space from the local team. But I have to say, I think moving forward, the next generation Vios and Yaris, they need to improve the execution of this center console. This, to me, if you jump from a Honda City to this, there really is no contest. The Honda City wins hands down in terms of having a better design center console, better partition center console. Okay, so let's quickly come into the back seat. All right. Okay, so I'm 170 centimeters tall. All right, my head is scraping the roof line, but my lean angle is good. Nice to have individual adjustable headrests. Good thigh support. Doesn't go, the angle of the thigh support is good. All right, so decent leg room. Not as good as the Almera, I think, but all right, acceptable. And bring the armrest down. Two molded cup holders here. So the seats have 60/40 split folding, and you can fold this down, press this button here to release. All right, and let me just pop open the boot. Okay, so you can see that the split folding seats, there is a step there. So when you load large items, it's not a flat floor, but I believe there is it's a compromise they make so that the seat cushion is able to give you the better thigh support that I mentioned. And under here as well, you've got a full-size spare tire underneath, and despite that, there is still a decent amount of boot space available. All right, so that's nice. Now let's go and check out the Yaris over there.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Damn man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have him yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though.
Externally, front section of the Yaris, same as the Vios. We come to the back. Okay, no major cosmetic changes to the rear end of both cars. All right, and we step inside here. So interestingly, the Yaris actually gives you better headroom. Okay, I've got like this much, an inch of headroom above me. I still have individual adjustable headrests. Lean angle is good. Okay, good thigh support as with the Vios. They feel like the same seats actually, but the Yaris here comes with fabric rather than leather. So as I step outside, once again, this is the release button. Press this, pop, drop. There is a step between the seat back and the boot floor. So we check out the boot space on offer. All right, as you can see, a decent sized boot for a hatchback, and but there's that step there. So once again, loading heavy items, may not be. There may not, there will be that step there. I think what Toyota could have done is that they could have made this a two-layer flooring, all right, whereby you can raise the floor of this to match the seat. That would have been a useful solution to have. But otherwise, you've got lighting here, and I appreciate that the boot light is angled downwards, so that when you open the boot in a dark place, right, that light does not glare your eyes. Okay, there are 4 hooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, for you to hang all your barang, right? Okay, so now that we are done with the Yaris, we go and check out the Vios GR-Sport. Now I know everybody's excited about the GR Yaris, but that's for a separate video, okay? We will continue on instead with this, the Vios GR-Sport, or its full name, Vios Gazoo Racing Sport. What it essentially is, this is the Vios, as you saw earlier, the Vios G-Spec enhanced with Gazoo Racing bits, okay, cosmetic, and also some running gear as well. So this is not merely a body kit special. Besides, all this, the front skirting, all right, the rim, the sport rims. So the G-Spec we saw earlier had 16-inch wheels. These are 17s. What you do get also is you get unique spring and dampers. Okay, you get a unique programming to the CVT. All right, so it gives you a more unique driving experience compared to the regular Vios. Okay, but first let's highlight all the cosmetic differences first. You've got the lower bumper skirting here, you've got this ducktail spoiler, you've got the 17-inch wheels, side skirting, and here you can see what it says here. It says 10 speed. I'll elaborate on this later. All right, so got a GR badge here, darkened side mirrors, front body kit. And if you go inside, all right, door handles are black. All right, you go inside, you can see the seats. All right, besides having the GR badge here, it also has the Alcantara surface as well. They deliberately chose this, okay, so that it grips your baju better, right? So you don't move around when you take hard corners. Okay, the engine start-stop button also has a GR badge as well. And as you come inside and start the engine, okay, observe the starting sequence. There is this GR sign on animation on the trip computer. Okay, let me just off that again. And you also noticed earlier there were the red accents on the speedometer and the odometer and the tachometer, sorry. All right, you've got the same head unit here as with the regular Vios. Other things are all the same. The gear lever is this leather stitching here, red contrast leather stitching, and there are pedal shifters. So what's different here, all right, is that with this Vios GR-Sport, okay, the pedal shifters here allows you access to 10 virtual ratios of the CVT, whereas in the regular Vios G-Spec you have access to 7 virtual ratios. Okay, when you put the transmission in D, they behave the same, but it is when you engage sport mode, all right, that this one has a more aggressive tune to the CVT. It holds on to the ratios, allow the engine to rev a bit higher, therefore giving you a bit more of a dynamic driving experience. If you leave it in D, of course the CVT programming is exactly the same as the regular Vios, but you still experience an improved handling characteristics because of the firmer spring and damper combination that come with this car. So the Vios GR-Sport is a locally developed initiative by BMW Toyota Motors. It draws upon their experience with the Vios Challenge Cup, all right, and it is also supposed to build upon the hype of the GR Yaris over there. And the price of this is just a 7,000 ringgit premium over the Vios G-Spec that we saw earlier. And I remind you again, this is not just a body kitted special of the Vios. This car has actual mechanical enhancements that come in the form of uprated suspension design as well as a retuned CVT. So you buy one of these, you do get a slightly different driving experience versus the regular Vios. So the on-the-road price, all right, for one of these is 97,000 ringgit, which is the inclusive of SST. You get one of these registered before 31st December. It's in the region of about 95,000 ringgit. Now, what is more amazing for me to realize is that BMW Toyota Motors have actually managed to get the SST included price of the Vios G-Spec to be 89,000 ringgit, which, and I think for the kind of enhancements that they put into the car, to me it's fantastic value. Okay, so yes, I know there's a lot of excitement for the Yaris over there, and I'll get onto that in a separate video. But I just want to highlight that behind that, what's flown under the radar is that they have also put in substantial improvements on the regular Yaris and Vios that most people will buy.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house.